The oven in Grounded was already one of the most important utilities in the game, as it allows builders to bake mushroom bricks and bashers to bake the Broodmother BLT, which is needed to challenge the only true boss creature currently in the game. But with the new addition of the smithing station weapon upgrades and the new cookbook recipes, the oven has become more important than ever before. And if you want to get your hands on the recipe needed for the construction of this collaborative cooking contraption, then you'll need to venture into the Haze Lab, defeat a division of infected creepy crawlies, bash a few robots, and locate the BURG.L chip, which can then be returned to BURG.L at the Oak Lab. With the BURG.L chip's return to that suspicious burger flipping robot, you will be able to purchase advanced production buildings for 2,500 raw science.
Science! Delicious, magical science!
This upgrade will unlock for you a number of new recipes, including the oven, which can be built using 10 clay, 1 Everchar coal chunk, and 4 boiling glands. With the oven, you'll be able to cook hearty, delicious meals that will keep you fed longer and may even boost your stats for a period of time. And I'm sure you'll like that, and maybe even the rest of this Grounded-themed, Grounded-related video presented in tutorial format. Who knows, you might even consider gently touching the like button, and maybe this video will earn your subscription today. Now let's dive deep into the depths of Grounded discoveries and go over everything you need to know about conquering the Haze Lab. What up? Tiny Pirate Gaming here to cover everything you'll need to know about how to complete the Haze Lab and unlock the recipe for the oven in Grounded. The first thing you should know is that the Haze Lab is located in the Haze biome. So if you're going to travel there, I highly recommend that you bring a gas mask, unless you've already turned off the haze at the weed killer spray bottle. If you need help plugging up the haze bottle or are wondering what other effects this will have across the yard, then I have a video linked down in the description that you might find useful. Anyway, you're also going to need some necessary gear in order to get into the Haze Lab, depending on which route you take. There are 2 ways to get into the Haze Lab. One is by land and will require a brat burst bomb, and the other is by using an exposed pipe to swim into the lab using an underwater passage. If you choose to use the exposed pipe as your entry point, you're going to need to bring some diving gear, an underwater tier 2 dagger, and I also highly recommend bringing a lantern so you don't get lost in the tunnels or surrounded by enemies. The tunnel is home to diving bell spiders and water fleas that will attack you while you're going through the submerged system of caverns. So if you're not comfortable fighting underwater with a dagger, you can also bring a spear. The entrance to the exposed pipe can be found between the stepping stones and the sandbox, and it is patrolled by infected gnats, so make sure that they don't hit you and knock your weapon out of your hand. When you enter the pipe, you will have to travel towards the house as the other side is blocked up. Be sure to use your lantern to illuminate the dark winding pipeline and defeat or evade the enemies that you encounter along the way. At the intersection inside of the pipe, continue to travel straight ahead, where you will have to use your tier 2 dagger to cut through some soggy roots. Continue down this pipe and be alert for the spiders nestled in a nest of roots, which make traveling this tunnel system a bit tricky. Eventually, you will come across more soggy roots that need to be cut through before you emerge into a partially flooded cavern that's interwoven into the Haze Lab system. To your right, you will find a locked door, which will force you to go back to the left side of the cavern, which is full of fungal growth and a horde of infected weevils. In this room, you will find a hand scanner that can be used to access the lab, but be aware that inside is a team of tasty and Archer robots that will attack you, so be prepared for combat before going inside. Also note that using the other entrance to the lab, which can be found in the Haze region and blown open using a brat burst bomb, will bring you to this same location inside of the Haze Lab and is much easier and safer than using the exposed pipe entrance. Regardless of which method of entry you decide to take, from here you will need to follow the hall back and defeat the robots until you discover a room filled with fungal spores. Carefully make your way through this room to the other side, where you will find a door that can be opened with a nearby button. Inside of this room will be a larger switch along with a screen that shows a locked door. Flipping the switch will unlock the door and give you access to the final area of this hazardly hazy lab. Travel back to the door that leads out of the lab hallway and into the cavern, which will be filled with explosive infected weevils if you chose the land entry into the lab. Go back to the flooded area of this cavern by following the lights and wiring attached to the walls, and then pass through the previously locked door and into a short hallway. When you enter the door at the end of this short hallway, you will emerge into an energetic room of enemies and explosive fungal spores guarding a locked door in the back. I highly recommend defeating the enemies before attempting to use the hand scanner to open the final room of the lab. Once the enemies are defeated in the room, you will acquire the mutation Truffle Tussle, which can grant your unarmed attacks an explosive edge of impactful energy anytime you find yourself without a weapon. Anyway, when you open the door to the final room using the hand scanner, you may encounter a final wave of infected mites to deal with before entering a room filled with various monitors. On a desk beneath of a window, you will find the Haze BURG.L chip, which you can then return to BURG.L at Oak Lab. Once the Haze BURG.L chip is back in BURG.L's possession, it will unlock a number of new purchasables in the BURG.L swap shop. In order to unlock the oven, you'll need to purchase the Advanced Production Buildings recipe for 2,500 raw science. And if you want to purchase all of the new unlocks from the BURG.L swap shop that come with the Haze BURG.L chip, it will cost you a total of 12,500 raw science. So be sure to do your daily BURG.L quest and explore for that
Science! Delicious, magical science!
Once you've unlocked Advanced Production Buildings, you'll be able to construct an oven using 10 clay, 1 ever charcoal chunk, and 4 boiling glands. You'll also unlock the recipe to craft the grinder using 2 crow feather pieces, 2 acorn shells, 3 flower petals, and 5 bombardier beetle parts. Grinders can be used to make plant or mushroom slurry, and if you cook mushroom slurry in the oven, you can make mushroom bricks. But wait, there's more. You'll also be able to cook mint, spicy, salt, and quartzite shards into globs, which can be used alongside the new smithing station to upgrade your tools and weapons with even more pulverizing power. You'll also be able to use the cookbook recipes along with the oven to produce meals capable of filling your food meter much more and for much longer, as well as each meal providing additional stat boosting potential. Overall, the oven has become one of the most essential elements of a well-built base, and hopefully with this tutorial, you now know everything you need to unlock the oven. If you enjoyed the video, you could do me a huge favor by gently touching the like button. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you want to see more grounded themed, grounded related content presented in tutorial format, then I hope that this video earned your subscription today. And if you want to learn more about grounded tips and tricks and tutorials, you can follow me on Twitch for live streams, Twitter for news, or consider joining the Discord for more grounded discussions with the rest of the #Tiny Crew. So whether I see you here or on one of those other channels, just know that I really appreciate your support and thank you so much for watching. Until next time.
Arg, matey, watch your step. There be a tiny pirate here.